All right, so this is the hill that I go up every single day, at least twice. We're at 27.5 miles per gallon, now down to 27.4. I want to see how high I can get this coming back down the other side. I don't know if it's, actually I'm pretty sure that if you go up 100 feet and down 100 feet, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even out. Because there's going to be some loss of energy transferring back into the battery. I don't know. I'm not a physicist, but I'm pretty sure there's some sort of law of thermodynamics that you're going to lose some heat in the transfer of energy coming down the hill. So just because you go up a mountain and down a mountain, it doesn't mean that it's going to equal out in my mind. I do want to see if I can catch this on video. This is the game I play every single day. So I go up this hill. I'm actually going a little bit faster because I'm videoing and not really paying attention, but I really try to just, what I actually do is going up hills, I usually just pop the cruise on, going uphill so I'm not accelerating into the hill and burning gas and getting into boost. But that boost gauge hasn't moved for about 3 weeks now. It's a little bit depressing. After I do this test, I'm gonna put a tank of 93 in and drive around in sport mode for a while. Do the old Italian tune-up. Spool those snails. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna get around this corner. We're at the top of the hill. And just as I come over this little bit past these garbage cans here, where that 18-wheeler is, I'm gonna tap the brakes. The Cokes are in. So we got a 7% grade, 40 mile an hour zone. If I can get her into EV, come on, baby. EV, turn off. There we go, she's off. This is where I think having the hybrid is really gonna be cool when in terms of braking. All these people ahead of us that are riding the brakes, I'm not riding the brakes at all. This is all EV regen. Every day I'm not riding the brakes like all these people, so I have to believe that they're gonna last. Ooh, go for the front mount. I remember the old days with the Mazda Speed 3. Those turbo hot hatches are so much fun. So much fun. I have to get another one of those someday. So this is where it can go either way here. Now, if this light is green, I might be able to make it all the way home in EV. We're going a little slow. I generally like to come through here around 50 if I'm gonna make this. And it's that time of year, all the goddamn school buses are out. Model X. By the way, if you've never been in a Model X, you gotta check one out. I never realized how cool Model X's actually were. And I was at CarMax. It's one of my hobbies is I go over to CarMax and open all the cars and sit in them. And they had a Model X, and the gull-wing doors are so cool in Model X's. And I didn't know that they actually had optional third row seating, so you can jam 7 people in there, 8 people. I think it might be 7, 6 or 7. But they've got captain chairs in the back, and then they have the optional third row. And the cool thing is the windshield goes all the way up to like here. It's like a sunroof windshield integrated thing. Really cool. Seats are super comfortable in Teslas too. I mean, I guess I didn't really think about it, but I didn't expect them to be uncomfortable. But just, I sat in one and it was noticeably comfortable. More comfortable than this Ford, by the way. These seats they're good, but I mean, they're nothing outrageous. So I'm still in EV mode here. I don't know what the time here has been. Reduce speed ahead. I'm trying to come into this. All right, so we got lucky there. See, she's shrinking. The EV coach is shrinking. We're almost out of batteries. I'm gonna regen around this corner. I'm gonna blow the light, typical. Come around the corner. Try to keep her in EV. It's not gonna work. Yeah, so I couldn't quite do it, but that was a long ways. So I got back up to 27.5. That was a long ways around. A long ways in EV mode only, I should say. And I do that basically every day. That's addicting to me. And today is the first day of the year that I've got my heated seats on. We finally got some rain yesterday, and it has been a huge drought. My lawn is cooked and everything is popping already. Starting to green up. This was all brown a couple days ago. Hey, good thing I put my trash out. They just came. Those bastards. Alrighty. Pulling in here. You can check out my lawn. It got screwed this year. I'm hoping this comes back. I did put a grub app down, so hopefully we didn't get any damage. I'm hoping this is just dormant, but it's not looking good, boys. Not looking good. I'm gonna leave this thing out. So hey, that's what I got for content today. Maybe I'll make something a little later. I know you guys who ordered the truck are just probably doing what I did and searching YouTube for Powerboost. We are sitting pretty here. It's looking like this will be the test. Knock on wood, where I hit the 800 mark. I think I'm gonna absolutely crush it. So we'll see. Okay, quick update. We are crossing 700 miles momentarily here. I'm going to probably conclude this test. There it is, 700 right there. I'm probably going to conclude this test today. I'm driving, I'm showing multiple houses in multiple states, so I'm putting on some miles today. And so 700 miles, we're at 27.8 miles per gallon. And look at that, boys. 133 miles to empty. I'm going to demolish the 100-mile range, which is hilarious. So that's just a quick update for you. Check back in with you. So we're still racking up the miles today. I just want to show, this is quite a highway run right now. So we bumped it up to 27.9. I'm on the highway. I'm going 60 in a 65. But so this is a big highway run. Probably about 60 miles on the highway today. I've got 22 left until my next turn, but and I gotta come back. So probably put a couple hundred miles of highway on this test here. But once again, we're gonna smoke 800 miles. Truck's maintaining 63 miles an hour in electric mode, or it was. All right, another update. We are up to 28 miles per gallon. 763 miles into this tank. Look at the electric miles. We'll probably hit 300 in this tank. I had to guess. We still have 83 miles left here. Again, 87 octane in eco mode. And this has been a lot of highway driving. Probably 100 or 200 miles of highway driving. I'm gonna take a video when I shut the truck off to show the trip mileage. It should be pretty cool. I think it'll be right above 30, but it seems to get right around 30 miles per gallon if you're willing to go 55, 60 miles per gallon. I'm going, or per hour. I'm going the speed limit at 55 miles an hour. You know, so I'll update you when I shut the truck off, and it'll give me a summary on the trip. It'll be interesting to see. So here we are. We're gonna cross this 800 mark here momentarily, and I haven't looked up on YouTube if I'm the first one to do this. Probably not, because frankly, this wasn't exactly the most difficult thing in the world to do. It just took a little bit of patience, and still have 39 miles left. So I'm getting low fuel warning lights everywhere. Even Google came up on my phone and said to stop and get gas, which was a little alarming. But here we go. The 800 mile mark is coming, and we are there. 800 miles in one tank, 28 miles per gallon. And pretty cool. Pretty cool thing to be able to do with a truck. And once again, I mean, I have not been killing myself. I've been getting better and better at manipulating this hybrid system for gas mileage. And it hasn't even been at the expense really of driving. The only thing I have not been doing is getting into the turbos. It has not been fun driving this truck, but it hasn't been a huge hindrance in my life by any means. This is 28 miles per gallon is about what I can do as far as mileage. And again, that, I don't know, I expect that to be closer to 27 and a half or something when I hand calculate it. But we'll see what the actual number is. I'll probably push it just a little bit because I think I'm gonna put in some 93 in this next tank and do the old Italian tune-up on it, and have a little bit of fun for the next week driving this thing. But hey, I did it. 800 miles plus. Never gonna do this again. The cold weather's about to set in anyways. This was about the optimal time of year, I think, to do this. It's been in the 80s, 90s. I don't think I used air conditioning once on this tank. I've had it in eco mode, 87 octane. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little update when I fill it up. Give you the actual number. And pretty cool thing. Okay, we have gotten our first low fuel warning. 50 miles remaining. The good news is we are at 791 miles on this tank, 28 miles per gallon. I think we're gonna hit over 300 electric miles, and we have the potential to get upwards of 850 miles on this tank. I don't know if I'm gonna push it, but we're gonna get there. And here we go. 10 miles to empty. Coming in close here. All right, we're getting down to the wire here. I actually had to take my son to a doctor's appointment, and I decided not to fuel up and drop the family off at home, and I'm coming back to the office, back over the mountain, and I'm gonna stop at the Pride station down here and put some premium in it, and we're gonna get some real numbers. I'm hoping I can get this up to 28 miles per gallon before I fill up, for no apparent reason other than I just want to. Now we did hit the 300 we hit 302 electric miles, so that's over 3. Again, it's probably possible to get closer to like 350 or even 400 maybe, but I did have quite a bit of highway driving on this tank. A couple hundred miles probably of highway driving, which doesn't lend to using a lot of strictly electric driving mode, but around town we're sticking in electric quite a bit. 7 miles to empty, and we'll be pulling into the gas station here shortly. All right, here we are pulling in the Pride. Let's see what I'm gonna be. Oh my God, really? Premium is outrageous here, Pride still, what the hell? Look at that backup camera with a 360 cam. Absolutely a must, if you want my opinion. All right. So we ended up at 28 miles per gallon, 819 miles with 304 electric miles, 5 miles remaining. So we're gonna see what the actual miles are here when we fill up. It looks like they're gonna absolutely rate me on 93, so I might just put in 87 again. I can't believe that's the price. They're usually reasonable. So I guess I'm gonna put in 87 again. just slum it with 87 for a while. All right, I just went ahead and primed it with a $150. I'm gonna put premium in, screw it. All right, we are coming up to the tank capacity here, and we still have some left over. So 29.779 put in, 30.06 capacity, 137 bones. All right, so on the left is the old mileage, my last tank. On the right is this current tank, 27.5 miles per gallon. That's 87 octane, using eco mode most of the time. The big news is easily we hit 819 miles. And return to eco, definitely not. We're gonna put this, here we go, put this thing in sport mode. And then what I always do, I always put it back in too high. I don't really need to drive around 4-wheel drive in the summer. So the other thing is we had just about, according to this, we had another gallon left in the tank. So we had 27.5 miles per gallon with one more. So that's 830, 846, 847 mile range, roughly. If you wanted to take it to the limit, I saw no need to actually do that. So, hey, pretty damn cool if you ask me. What I'm gonna do is trip 1, 28 miles per gallon. That's wild, guys. Absolutely wild. And I'm gonna reset that. Let's see what it did the trip 2. So lifetime, we're up to 24 miles per gallon, which is pretty cool. So that's the mileage per gallon, mileage test, mile per gallon range test. I don't think I'm gonna do it again. I don't see any reason to. Could you get a little bit more out? Maybe, but oh, I haven't floored it in so long. Yeah, it's still pulling timing. It doesn't have the premium in it yet. Listen, I can definitely tell the difference between premium and 87. When you look at that boost gauge, it does not. It's probably at 14, 15 pounds at the most with 87 in it. And then after I drive it for a bit with 93, once I get 93 in there, it'll almost max out at 20 easily. What we just saw though is it doesn't make a lick of difference for mileage putting in 87 or 93. I actually got better with 87. That's just because I think I was trying a little bit harder, and I did drive it in eco mode basically the entire tank. So, you know, whether or not it actually made a difference or if I was just more conscious of the mileage, who knows? But eco mode definitely didn't hurt. So if you're trying to save gas, go ahead and use that. That's all I got for this range test. That was unbelievable. I hit the 800 mile mark. Easy peasy. This truck can easily do the EPA rating. You just saw I did 27.5 miles per gallon. And, you know, it definitely underrated the mileage left to empty. So it gave me about a gallon left over on that particular trip. I wouldn't necessarily bank on that though. I actually brought I've got a tank tucked back here. I was pretty nervous being that low, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'll talk to you guys later.